Hello, my loves. Welcome to your reading for Cancer and Cancer placements. So, if you have a sun or moon or rising sign in Cancer or any other placements in your chart, especially if you have multiple Cancer placements in your chart, this reading is for you. Now, I have a spread before me that is going to show you all the energies that are coming up for the next 3 weeks ahead. So, end of November here, going into mid December. And the reading that we've got here is inspired by a professional personal development practice that I learned at a job that I used to have, where we would sit down and we would reflect on things that we need to start doing more of, things that we need to stop doing because they weren't serving us, and things that we should continue doing because, like, yay, pat on the back to self, like, already doing a great job there. So I wanted to sort of optimize that because we as humans have blind spots and we're not always going to be able to see the things that we should be doing in our own personal lives. I mean, maybe in our professional lives, in our careers, and at work, we can be like, yeah, I should probably check my emails more. But when it comes to your own personal life, you're gonna have some areas where you're not gonna see beyond them. So that's why I've added to this spread some obstacle cards, and they're essentially blockages that um, are keeping you from creating all of these other changes and investing in all of these other changes that are in this spread. So this is a start, stop, continue reading, and they are going to show you thoughts, actions, behaviors, beliefs, and habits that you need to start doing more of, stop doing, so not helping, as well as continue doing. Like I said, you have like your own little personal cheering section here. Okay. So before I get into this reading, I'm going to show you who we're working with. We've got the Threads of Fate Oracle deck. This is the Shadow Edition. And then we also have the Voyager Tarot, which is a very intuitive, interpretive deck that has collages on all of the depictions here. So they're both very interesting, and they have a lot to say for you, Cancer, about how you are treating yourself and also how you have been showing up in your pursuit of love, in your pursuit of, seems like, especially romantic love and relationships. So if that already feels like I don't want to hear it, I invite you to grab some water, to get into a comfortable position, to take a few deep breaths so that you can really hear and receive this reading. So we are going to start with the continue card. The continue card, like I said, is your cheering section. It's your guides, ancestors, past, future lives, all saying great job. Where you're at right now is excellent. And we've got the versatility card from the Threads of Fate Oracle deck. And the versatility card is coming to us with this, if you can see it, it's like desert dunes in the background, and the whole versatility vibe gave me like literal Dune vibes of like those suits that they use to turn like sweat and other liquids, other bodily fluids back into drinkable water. And this is not to be taken literally. This is symbolism for you taking all of the things that you have sort of expelled from your life and still being able to process through that, all of these healing lessons that you actually feel pretty good about, that you feel pretty like almost clean and clear about. So that is just one thing to celebrate, is that you've learned all these lessons about things that you know you don't need in your life, and you've been creating some distance there, but you've also been able to apply all of these lessons to other things that have come up and new relationships and situationships that have shown up as well, so that you can respond in a different way and you can feel kind of cleaner, clearer, fresher, healthier about the decisions that you're making. So amazing, awesome job, high five. So while we have that message here, it is a foundation for the stop cards that I've got here for you. So we've pulled the reflect card with swans who mate for life. That's going to come up. Sacred sexuality. Okay, you see where I'm going here? And the love card. 3 of Cups. 3 is all about harmony, and Cups is about emotional energy. So with all of these together, it's really giving like the search for the one, and the search for not only the one, but the one who can do everything, and the one who can do it all, and the one who can do it all forever. Real good. So the message that I'm really getting here is because these cards are in your stop position, there's this urgency that you have for looking out for and finding like your person. And there even feels like there's a lot of frustration there with regards to wanting things to work out and continuing to try and reflect on why it hasn't worked out. But it's almost like you just can't like find the missing link, like you can't find the missing piece. And in all of that struggle to find the one and to sort of like pour your everything into somebody, we've got the reflection here, which is your obstacle and your blockage cards. So we've got the shadow card here, as well as the 7 of Cups, the fear card. We've got love and fear facing each other down in this spread. And the 7 in this deck, in this version of tarot, is all about protection and empowerment. Protection and power. So if you're feeling like you need somebody to empower you, and that is like why you're looking for the one, if you feel like you're looking for somebody to protect you from sort of like the evils of dating, or the evils of living alone and being lonely, or the evils of being the only one who takes care of you when you're busy taking care of everybody else all the time, if that is the reason that you are coming to try to find love, and you are trying to find your one person that you want to live happily ever after with, well, yeah, of course, that's some shadowy shit. You have to be willing to look at all of the reasons why you want somebody else to fix those things in your life. If those are patterns that have come up, the versatility card is here to remind you in this reading, as I'm telling you like this hard truth of, hey, maybe you're trying to get somebody else to do your own work, your own homework. The versatility card is here to remind you that you already know how to do this, that you've already looked at some of your shadows and some of the patterns that have not been helping you and have actually been hurting you, and you've figured out how to convert all of those lessons into things that apply to other areas of your life. And this is yet another moment where you get to do that. Not have to do that, you get to do that. This is an opportunity here, because otherwise you're going to keep spinning your wheels, and you're going to keep not only searching for somebody out of that sense of fear and out of that sense of disempowerment and that insecurity, but when you do find somebody, you're just going to keep, we've got the beta fish here, we've got the fighting fish. You're going to keep pouring into people who are going to fight you on how much space they get to take up in your life. And that even feels like a pattern that I'm naming right now is, always choosing people who have so many more needs that they express and that you fulfill for them then that you express and that you fulfill for yourself. Sacred sexuality is in your stop card, because in your stop position, because it wants you to stop looking outside of yourself for other people to always be the ones to figure this out for you. So, with all that in mind, in your start position, we've got the nature card with the 3 eyes on there and the pine cone, as well as the 8 of Wands, the harmony card. Now, 8 is all about creation, and Wands is about spiritual energy. So, if you, if you think about nature, you think about creation, and you think about that connection to the spiritual wonderment of how everybody and everything is connected. And that sort of connection is something that your guides, the universe, God, soul, source of abundant love, is trying to tap into right now and help pull out of you. Source, spirit, the universe, God really wants you to get back connected with nature so that you are continuously reminded that you are the creator of your own world. And if you want to find somebody that you can be in harmony with, then you need to come from that spiritual place and that soulful place of, I'm not just like afraid of taking on the world alone and doing everything all by myself all the time. I'm rejuvenated by the connection that I have to everything. Because when you start to do that, you start to see how you already have these connections with a lot of people in your life. When I do relationship readings for people, a big theme that comes up is always especially when I get to like, you're looking for something for somebody else to do that you're not doing for yourself, or that you're not willing to invest more in for yourself. I totally understand. We're all fucking exhausted. We've all been rugged individualists in this capitalist, imperialist world for way too long. And the, colonial white supremacist way that we've been brainwashed into thinking that we need one person who fulfills everything in our lives, or that we need to be the thing and the person who fulfills everything in our lives. Those are both false ideals. I'm not telling you that you should fulfill yourself fully, wholly, and completely. And I'm also saying that it's a false ideal for you to put somebody up on a pedestal like that and expect that you're going to find somebody who's going to do 100,000% of whatever it is that you feel like you're missing from your life. What I'm saying is, in all of these relationship readings where I see this theme come up of like, you're looking for somebody who can do everything for you, the message is very often turned back around to, you already have people in your life who would do some of these things for you, and you're just not asking. You do so much for everybody else, and you are just not asking for help for yourself. And while it may seem, because of that conditioning, that you shouldn't ask for help because it would be a burden, if something that you can do yourself, you're just too tired to do it right now, that's still a very relevant reason and a very good reason to ask somebody else for help. Because often when we're exhausted by things that we know that we should, could, would be doing, if only we hadn't filled other people's cups, there are people in our lives who love us, our friends, family, chosen family, community, who, if they are given the chance to help us and to show us how much they love us, just because we took that one little second to ask, they are going to jump at the opportunity to fill our cup, even if their cup is kind of running empty. Because you know why you fill other people's cup, right? You fill other people's cup because You love them, you care about them, and in some way it fills you up too. It's fulfilling. And that's not to say that you should be doing that all the time and that the answer is for you to do it more since it's so fulfilling. Why don't I just help more other people? The real answer is there's got to be balance, and there's got to be a word that's better than balance, which is harmony. If you look at all of the instruments on here, it paints a picture of what the orchestra of a community should be. Sometimes the strings, are going to have like a moment as the entire orchestra is playing. And that means that like the trombone is going to have to quiet the fuck down. And sometimes it's going to be the brass instruments, or it's going to be the percussion that's going to take over. Sometimes it's going to be the acoustic. Sometimes it's going to be this flow of rising and falling. And that is a perfectly natural way to see relationships, to see community, to see how we show up in community. Sometimes you're going to need to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down and let other people shine into your life so that you can create that balance, which is actually harmony, letting everybody shine at their own moments and also continuing to work together, to play together, to create together, so that it's not just one voice and one influence on the creation of the world that you're trying to build. You're running yourself ragged, and you're hoping that you have like a partner just magically, mysteriously, poof, show up into your life who's going to just start taking over 50% of the work, or 50% of your emotional needs, or 50% of the financial dependency that you have, or financial needs of the dependents who are relying on you. And it's really time for you to look at why. Why am I so afraid to ask for help? Why am I so resistant to asking for help, if that resonates with you more? Why am I not asking for help? And I will give you a little clue. I usually teach people this in a group setting, in a group guided journaling and meditation experience that I do with folks called The Wandering. And the tool that is sort of the crux of the experience that I teach people is, when you ask a question, you ask a big question that you want answered right now. Sometimes we veer into perfectionism or even people pleasing to try to just find the answer as quickly as possible instead of wandering through the possibilities. So here is my quickest tip for you to tune into why it's so hard for you to give other people a chance, and how you can break out of this cycle of wishing that other people would show up for you in the same way that you show up for them. Okay? Ask your question, write it down at the top of a sheet of paper, and then set a timer for 9 minutes. And once you set that timer and you hit it for 9 minutes, start to answer that question in as many ways as you possibly can, starting with the word maybe. Why am I so resistant to why can't I ask other people for help? Maybe it's because when I've asked for people for help in the past, da 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 da. Maybe it's because maybe I just don't want to ask for help. Maybe I'm tired of asking for help and people should just see that I'm in need of help and I'm drowning. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe I feel so helpless and so in a spiral that I just don't even have the words to ask. Okay, just keep going, keep writing for those 9 minutes, and circle back to all of your answers, to all of your maybes. Read through them, read them out loud so that you can hear them yourself and start to tune into which of them feels like it has some ring of truth to them. underline, circle them, and reflect on it a little bit so that you can start to feel into what is keeping you from getting what you need in the relationships that already exist. Because you can already, get that sort of Prince Charming effect, that love of your life effect from the people who love you who are already in your life. You can get your love and what you need and your needs met from multiple sources. Just have to ask why it's so hard for you to envision that, or why it's so hard for you to ask. I love you so much. I believe in you. You've got this. And if you feel like you would love more guidance and more clarity around your own personal blockages and your own personal sort of hangups and the details around specific things that you can do more of, start, stop, continue, to do more of, to do less of in your life, you can book a personal reading with me at the link below in the caption for this video, as well as if you don't feel like you can afford a reading right now, that's fine. Just subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to be putting out readings like this once a month and then some. But I also have a Patreon where I'm going to be raffling off a free reading once a month. So if you subscribe for $5 a month, then you might have a chance. And right now, you have a very good chance if you're watching in November, December of 2024. You have a very good chance because I don't have a lot of people in there right now to be able to get that free reading. So go ahead and find all of that in the link below in the caption below. And be sure to subscribe so that you can continue to get this guidance if it was meaningful and helpful to you. Also, I've got all these other videos for all of the other horoscopes. So if this is your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign and you want to check out the others, they're all 20-minute or less videos. I mean, this is the longest video that I've done. Cancer, y'all needed a little bit of extra love and attention, and I could feel that today. So I wanted to give you exactly as much time as you needed. But I also encourage you to, spend some more time listening to the messages in the other videos, because if you can't get a private reading with me, that might help paint a clearer picture, a more defined picture of how to move forward with the clarity you need so that you can make decisions with confidence. Again, I love you so much. You're deserving of all the love you desire, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day.